It never stops blowing our minds that archaeologists are still out here making wild discoveries about human history. We've had centuries to dig around, study ancient life, and figure out how our ancestors lived, and somehow we've barely even cracked the surface. Great archaeological finds are still happening constantly, all over the map. So to celebrate just how insane that is, we've pulled together some of the absolute coolest, most recent examples for you in this video. Let's start off with number 15, Neanderthal bone spear tip. In the depths of Russia's Mezhmyskaya cave, an unassuming 3.5-inch artifact collected back in 2003 has turned out to be something monumental. A brand new analysis conducted this year has confirmed that it's the oldest known bone spear tip ever discovered in Europe. Crafted between 80,000 and 70,000 years ago by Neanderthals, the tool, likely made from bison bone, shows signs of being shaped with stone tools and attached to a wooden shaft using natural resin. Now, what's significant is that such organic weaponry was thought to be unique to early modern humans. The cracks found on its surface suggest it hit something hard, likely prey. Nearby, archaeologists also uncovered animal bones, fire remains, and other stone tools, pointing to the cave being used for both hunting and tool production. This finding challenges long-standing beliefs that Neanderthals stuck only to stone implements. Instead, it now seems they were already experimenting with advanced materials and weapon design long before Homo sapiens arrived in Europe with their own technological innovations. Number 14, Lavish Sarcophagus. In Turkey's Muğla province, archaeologists digging at the Roman city of Stratonicia, nicknamed the City of Gladiators, uncovered an elaborately carved sarcophagus unlike anything previously found on site. Although the sarcophagus was discovered in the Agora, researchers believe it had originally been placed in a nearby necropolis and later moved. The details are extraordinary. Garlands of vine, olive, and poppy leaves, bunches of grapes, pomegranates, and floral designs stretch across its surface. Eros and bullheads decorate the front, while the corners are marked with ram's heads. According to excavation lead Bilal Sout, it's one of the clearest and most richly decorated examples of garland-style sarcophagi ever found in the region. The craftsmanship offers a rare look at Roman funerary art at its peak, suggesting the individual inside was not just wealthy, but connected to elite Roman society. Every carving is crisp, and the artistic choices reflect cultural blending during a time when Hellenistic influence still echoed through Roman cities in Anatolia. Number 13, Scottish soccer field discovery. A stretch of flat land near Anwath in southwest Scotland may be the world's oldest documented soccer field, and the proof goes far beyond folklore. A 17th century letter from Reverend Samuel Rutherford laments that local villagers played football every Sunday on a farm called Mossrobin. To stop what he saw as a sinful habit, Rutherford rallied his parishioners to drag large stones into the field. Centuries later, archaeologists examined the same site and uncovered 14 sizable stones in a precise line. Soil tests confirmed the stones were moved into place around the time Rutherford served at the church. The alignment has no agricultural or livestock-related logic, supporting the claim that the stones were meant to disrupt a game, not fence off land. G.E.D. O'Brien, a Scottish football historian, sees this as the earliest physical evidence of soccer as a regulated game. If accurate, this small Scottish field didn't just host matches, it may have helped lay the foundation for modern football, decades before England claimed the invention. Number 12. Medieval shipwreck. Along a quiet stretch of Barcelona's old fish market district, archaeologists recently exposed the remains of a medieval cargo vessel, now named Ciutadella Aberide, just beneath the modern street grid. Measuring about 30 feet in length and 10 feet in width, the ship's hull is composed of dozens of curved timber ribs held in place by wooden and iron nails. The construction style matches other known designs from the 15th or 16th century used for trade across the Mediterranean. The vessel likely went down during a violent storm, sinking near what was once a fortified quay close to the medieval port. Its discovery comes nearly 2 decades after a similar ship, Barceloneta Aber, was uncovered nearby. Together, the two vessels offer a fuller picture of Barcelona's role in late medieval maritime trade. Due to the ship's fragile state, preservation work is underway. Conservators are removing their parts piece by piece and stabilizing them using water-soluble wax before they can be safely studied or displayed. Number 11. High-ranking Carol woman found in Peru. On Peru's northern coast, archaeologists from the Ministry of Culture uncovered a burial that adds a striking new layer to our understanding of the Carol civilization. Inside a ceremonial structure known as Huaca de los Ídolos in Aspero, the remains of a noble woman, her body partially mummified, were found surrounded by high-status offerings. Her hair, skin, and fingernails were preserved beneath layers of cotton textiles, reed mats, and a stunning macaw feather panel, one of the oldest examples of featherwork in Andean history. Additional grave goods included reed baskets, weaving tools, a toucan beak inlaid with beads, and an Amazonian snail shell, evidence of long-distance trade networks stretching deep into the jungle. Experts estimate she died between the ages of 20 and 35, during a time when Carol was among the most advanced pre-Columbian cultures in the Americas. Her burial reflects not only wealth, but also her possible role in religious or economic leadership, elevating our understanding of Carol's complex social structure and specialized craftsmanship. Number 10. Maya pot, recovered from Mexican cave. In April 2025, researchers with the Cenotes Urbanos group uncovered a nearly complete Maya pot hidden in a limestone alcove deep within Zumpango Cave, located about 14 miles from Playa del Carmen in Quintana Roo. Archaeologists from Mexico's National Institute of Anthropology and History, INAH, confirmed that the ceramic dates to the late post-classic period 1200 to 1519, long before Spanish colonization. The surface of the vessel bears black geometric patterns, partially obscured by layers of calcification built up over centuries. The pot's remote location and preserved condition suggest it may have been placed intentionally, possibly for ritual use. Cleaning and chemical analysis are now underway to determine the pot's origin and specific purpose. Experts believe the object may help expand knowledge of cave offerings and their role in Maya religious life. Zumpango Cave is one of many subterranean sites tied to Maya cosmology, where the underworld was believed to be physically accessible, making this find part of a broader, ongoing re-evaluation of sacred spaces in Mesoamerica. Number 9. Massive ancient storage center found in Jerusalem. While archaeologists were digging near Arnona in Jerusalem, they uncovered more than just walls and stone. They found evidence of a large-scale storage and administrative center dating back 2,700 years. Over 100 jar handles were recovered, each marked with ancient Hebrew seals. Many of them carried the stamp LMLK, or belonging to the king, indicating that the jars once held state-controlled resources like wine and olive oil during the reigns of King Hezekiah and King Manasseh. This site appears to have been a hub for collecting goods, possibly for tax or redistribution purposes. Alongside the jars, small clay figurines were found, hints that pre-biblical or pagan rituals may have taken place in the same space. The location is helping experts connect daily governance, trade, and spiritual practices during a key period of Judean history. What's emerging isn't just a picture of efficient bureaucracy, but of a society where religion, economy, and state power all flowed through the same infrastructure. Number 8. Allora Caves reveal ancient religious harmony. Few places express coexistence quite like the Allora Caves near Virul, India. This network of 34 temples and monuments carved directly into the rock wasn't the work of a single religion. It was shared across Buddhist, Hindu, and Jain communities starting in the 6th century CE. The cave complex spans over 1 square mile, with intricately carved sanctuaries, halls, and sculptures that would challenge even today's construction standards. What's remarkable isn't just the scale, but the duration. These communities worked side by side here for over 400 years. There's no sign of conflict, only collaboration. That such a massive, inclusive spiritual project existed centuries ago and remained in use for so long is an extraordinary reminder of how pluralism once thrived in daily life. No one knows who led the original efforts or why the site was eventually abandoned, but the legacy is carved into stone. It's a chapter of human history that still quietly suggests what shared purpose can look like. Alright guys, now let's head over to Number 7. Russian burial reveals ancient status dynamics. At the Sungir site in western Russia, a Paleolithic burial uncovered in 2018 has revealed how two boys with severe physical disabilities were treated 34,000 years ago. Contrary to assumptions about prehistoric life, the children were buried with a richness that exceeded even nearby adult graves. Their bodies, aged between 10 and 12, were surrounded by ivory spears, beads, art objects, and over 10,000 painstakingly crafted decorations. Analysis of their bones showed that one boy had significant skeletal deformities, while the other may have been bedridden. Still, their treatment in death implies they were highly valued, possibly even seen as spiritually important. Each had a human calf bone placed on their chest, a symbolic act with no known explanation. These burial goods would have represented an enormous effort for the community. The reverence shown to the boys upends assumptions that early societies excluded those with physical differences. Instead, it suggests a worldview where difference carried spiritual or social weight, where care, not exclusion, shaped the way lives were honored. Number 6. Dogs trained to sniff out ancient tombs. A team of archaeologists and their canine collaborators in 2019 made headlines in Croatia's Velebit Mountains, where trained dogs helped locate Iron Age burial sites. The animals were key to identifying a series of burial chests containing human remains and personal items, evidence of a necropolis dating back nearly 3,000 years. Curiously, the chests didn't hold full skeletons. Instead, they contained smaller bones like fingers and feet. Researchers still don't know what happened to the rest of the bodies or why only specific bones were selected for burial. The nearby ruins of a hill fort known as Divigrad suggest a complex social structure, possibly involving elaborate funerary customs. Whatever the case, the success of using dogs in archaeological work is a promising shift. Their ability to detect scents long lost to human senses is opening new doors, especially in remote or rugged terrain. For now, though, even the dogs can't explain why these ancient people treated their dead in such a selective, mysterious way. Number 5. World SIP's oldest natural pearl. In 2019, archaeologists working on Marwa Island off Abu Dhabi's coast unearthed a pink-hued natural pearl, now considered the oldest ever found. Dating to around 8,000 years ago, the find shows that humans living in the region during the Neolithic era valued beauty, trade, and craftsmanship far earlier than once assumed. The pearl likely held significance beyond decoration, used in bartering or as a status symbol. Alongside it, shell beads, flint arrowheads, and carefully shaped ceramics were also recovered, evidence of a thriving community engaged in trade with places like Mesopotamia. The precision of the pearl's placement combined with the surrounding grave goods suggests it may have been part of a ritual or burial offering. The discovery has become the highlight of Abu Dhabi's 10,000 Years of Luxury exhibition, offering tangible proof that long before skyscrapers and oil wealth, this land had already begun building a legacy of refinement, exchange, and cultural complexity. Number 4. Ancient coffins in Luxor still vivid. After 3,500 years, in October 2019, archaeologists working in the Asaïsif necropolis of Luxor opened a burial shaft and found 20 intact wooden sarcophagi stacked neatly in 2 layers. These coffins weren't crumbling relics. They still carried their original colors and inscriptions, preserved despite being over 3,500 years old. Inside were mummified priests, interred with care and religious ceremony. Each coffin had been individually painted with symbols and scenes meant to guide the deceased into the afterlife. This discovery marked the largest find of its kind since the 1800s, giving Egyptologists a rare glimpse at how religious officials were buried during the 18th dynasty. What puzzles researchers is the absence of any nearby temple structures. Dozens of pottery workshops have been uncovered in the area, but little is known to suggest where the priests worked. It raises new questions about how the dead were honored, where rituals occurred, and what might still lie buried in Egypt's heavily excavated soil. Even now, this country still guards its ancient secrets well. Number 3. Exotic animals buried with ancient Egyptians. Near Highranking Palace in Egypt, archaeologists have found the remains of numerous exotic animals. We are talking about hippos, crocodiles, elephants, and baboons, interred near elite tombs. These weren't just pets buried lovingly beside their owners. Many of the skeletons show signs of violent injury, some sustained long before death. It appears these animals were kept as status symbols, displayed in life as proof of wealth and power, then sacrificed to accompany their owners into the afterlife. Though ancient Egyptians revered animals spiritually, these particular creatures seem to live harsh, confined lives. Researchers suspect they were part of ceremonial rituals, especially since they were buried so close to a site tied to religious activity. The sheer variety and size of the species suggest a wide trade network capable of transporting dangerous animals across long distances. What's left behind is a mix of reverence and brutality, living symbols of power, discarded only after death. Their role in elite funerary customs reveals more about the values of early Egyptian elites than any hieroglyph ever could. Number 2. Nero sits, hidden Sphinx room found underneath the Domus Aurea. During the restoration of Rome's Domus Aurea in 2019, archaeologists uncovered a previously unknown chamber buried beneath Nero's already infamous palace. Named the Sphinx Room after the large painted figure on one wall, the space also features images of centaurs, panthers, dancing figures, and the god Pan playing music. Shades of ochre, red, and black cover the surfaces, colors that have survived nearly 2,000 years underground. The room was likely hidden when the palace was intentionally buried after Nero's death. Seen as a tyrant by many of his contemporaries, Nero's legacy was literally sealed under layers of rubble in an attempt to erase his influence. The fact that the Sphinx room went undiscovered for so long speaks to how massive and intricate the Domus Aurea actually is. Each new room changes our view of what Roman art and architecture were capable of. Beneath the public ruins, layers of hidden decadence still lie waiting, preserved not by design, but by the collapse of a disgraced emperor's dream. Number 1. Clovis stone tools. The long-held belief that the Clovis people were the first to settle the Americas continues to unravel. Excavations in Cheeky White Cave, northern Mexico, revealed nearly 2,000 stone tools that date back 30,000 years, 15,000 years earlier than the widely accepted timeline. These tools weren't scattered randomly, they were found in layers that suggest repeated visits or seasonal use, leading some experts to compare the cave to a kind of prehistoric rest stop. Its elevated location offers a clear view of the surrounding terrain, making it an ideal lookout point or defensive stronghold. Whoever lived there predated the Clovis by millennia, and by the time that later culture emerged, these early people were likely long gone. This site complicates our picture of human migration across the Americas and opens up the possibility that multiple waves of travelers arrived at different times. The path to fully understanding who first lived on this continent just got much longer and much more fascinating. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.